Move over, kids. If you're wondering, wow, you're really late for the podcast, or I am at least. No, actually, this is not an official podcast. That's why it's just me. I don't even know why I got my headphones in, because I don't need them today. I'm not listening to anyone. There's nobody here today but me, and that's because I actually got out of work early, but I still got to work late. I wanted to give an update to everybody on the state of this channel, because things are going to be happening. I believe there are good things that's going to happen. I don't know if anybody is watching yet or whatnot, if you're going to watch later. I want to say a couple things, though. So the podcast, I hesitate to advertise this too early because I don't want people to get mistaken for this, but on May 2nd, the podcast is moving to Thursday nights. So just so everybody knows, we had an amazing podcast Thursday. I had to work this week, and I just got back and everything, and it was such an amazing podcast, an amazing feel. And we had actually, behind the scenes, had been talking about changing the podcast time to Thursday nights before this Thursday. It just so happened I had to work. This is a really busy time at my day job because, yes, I do have a day job. I am not a YouTuber who's making money. Hi, EPS 5000. Thanks for joining. And Echoes, what's up? This is going to be a video more so for people who are, kind of a behind the curtains look. So if you guys have any kind of questions, I would really appreciate them. I can see everything today. So I'm just letting everybody know that the podcasts are going to be moving. We're going to have the same host, so that's really awesome. For a second, I thought William wasn't going to be able to make it. So on May 2nd, so we still have next week, and the following week will still be on Saturdays. That just gives people time to adjust or whatnot. And of course, all the podcasts are going to be, on YouTube. You can watch it at your leisure. Also, I want to talk about other things in regards. I never do this. I wrote myself a checklist. Lock virus. Hey-oh. I never do this. I made myself a checklist. If you guys don't know, when I do my videos, I don't have a script. Sometimes in the beginning, it's a little rehearsed because if I flub up my lines, I get to do that part over and over again. Usually I'll be like, move over, kids. Today we're going to open this box and we're gonna see what's inside, and then I'll say something dumb and I'll be like, yeah, I better say that again, and then I'll be like, okay, move over, kids. I don't have any scripts. I know YouTubers do this. In fact, even this, improv master, what up? Like I said, this is just, I wanted to make sure I don't forget anything. So these aren't lines. It says podcast, e-begging, night news, Friday nights, ask questions, content at 7:30. See, and it's hard for me to even read. So I'm pretty much just like, how come sometimes the video is correct, like now, and other times it's flipped? I don't know what you mean by that. Other times it's flipped. So I don't know what you mean by that, EP 5000. So if you could rephrase that question, I'd appreciate it. I wanted to talk Riley also, and here's something else, guys. When it comes to live stuff, I might say and a little, because when I edit my videos, it's pretty much all I'm editing out, my ums and my ands. But live and not live, those videos are pretty much exactly who I am. I don't put up a persona, all right? Now, there's a couple words I might not say on camera that I might say in my daily lives, but that's pretty much it. I just refrain from saying a couple phrases because I want to keep it I want to keep this a really YouTube friendly. Flipper, as in when the Zelda poster behind you is in reverse and it's, I don't know, and it's, I don't know why that is, to tell you the truth, EPS 5000. And that's another thing on this channel. I'm not afraid to say I don't know. It's probably because sometimes I do it live and sometimes I do it not live. And when it's not live, I bet that's probably the camera angle or whatever. So that's, I don't know. I don't really move anything except for this. If I have a table up, I have a table up right now because I need to do my Monday mail calls. And when I have a table up, I put stuff right here. And when I don't have a table up, there's just nothing there. So moving on, nightly news. I've been doing that at around 9:30 or 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. It seems to be getting a lot of positive response. I kind of did that on a whim. I didn't even mean to do the timer, but the timer, it seemed like a lot of people liked that. And a lot of people liked the fact that I wear a stupid blazer too, which I thought was another funny thing that was just a last minute choice. And so a lot of people like nightly news. I thought that would be a super quick thing to do, and it is very super quick, but it does take time also. So I'm going to keep doing that. If you guys, you love the nightly news, I like that it's a quick 5-minute update. All right, Locked Virus, that's exactly what this is for. I wanted to ask people, do you guys like stuff like that? And when I get responses, another 5-minute commercial. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to talk about that in a second too. But the fact that Locked Virus is telling me that he likes the nightly news, that tells me that I should keep it up. Because again, that was an experiment. It was just, I thought it up in my head because I know a lot of other news. I know there's a lot of other channels that do news like Spawnwave. Hey, Spen Katron. Spawnwave does news every morning except for on Sundays. But I would watch it, right? And it just seemed like I'd have to go through 20 minutes of PC in order to get to Nintendo. And that's great. I know there are a lot of you guys out there that really want to hear about the holistic video game news, but to me, I'm just a Nintendo fanboy, true and true. So I just wanted to do Nintendo, and I tend to ramble. I do, surprise, right, guys? I tend to ramble, so that's why I said 5 minutes or less. 5 minutes, I'll do it, and so that's why I want to keep it up. Like, even last night, there was a couple news articles that I didn't get to. Like, there's this controller that you can now plug your headphone in, so you can listen to it. I did not get to it because that's the key. I want to do 5 minutes for you guys and just keep it quick and out of there. And so the fact that you guys are responding nicely to it and kindly to it, I'm going to keep that up. So if at any point you don't like it, or there is something on the channel that you don't like, please let me know. Hey, Ratboy Collectibles. Ratboy is actually Devin from the podcast. And like I said earlier, if you're just kind of joining in, because I understand it takes a couple minutes for people to get to their phones and stuff. The podcast will be moving on May 2nd to Thursday nights, and that's a lot of it because I'll tell you what, the other night we had a podcast. Now, there was a Nintendo Zelda drop that happened, and that kind of made the atmosphere even a little crazier because I'll tell you what, so I did not fake my reaction. It was a true reaction, but we had some like just great opportunity to really interact with you guys, from Raquel to Chris to JR to EPS to who am I forgetting, to Nick. I mean, it was just a huge difference. And I'll tell you this even, and this is what I want to talk about, e-begging. So there are YouTubers out there who do e-beg, I feel. And then some are just like, they throw it out there. And I'm not going to lie, I do have a Patreon channel, but I don't want anybody to really ever feel they need to throw that in. So I will answer your questions whether or not you send money. But on Thursday, people actually did send some money, and it was just mind-blowing to me. But there will never be a point on this channel that anything is behind a paywall. If you even look at my Patreon right now, it just says you are helping the channel grow, and that's all we're gonna do. We're just going to reinvest that. The only thing I do ask is that if you're able to watch the commercials, that's all I would really like, because that's where I want the ad revenue to come. JR Magician, more e-begging. He was one of those that on Thursday, and I just don't want anyone to ever feel that this channel is about me trying to make money off of you guys. If you want to donate, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. Never feel guilty about that. There's no e-begging. And if I ever do come across like e-begging, I want you to call me out. Seriously, say, Ken, in this channel, it's just, because money's a sensitive subject, and I'll tell you what, time is money. And when you guys take the time to watch those commercials, to me, that's you donating to this channel. And if you can't, it doesn't matter, because when you watch the channel, it helps it jump up in the views anyways. So just watching the channel allows you to give back to the channel, just watching the content, hitting like, hitting subscribe. Nick donates $1 on this. Nick, I was not joking around when I said Nick is funny. Nick's a good guy. I like Nick. We're friends on Facebook even, but that's not what this is about. This is not about getting money. This channel is not about e-begging, and I want you guys to truly believe it. There will never be a time where I'm like, I'm only going to answer the questions from people who donate $1. Now, I will say this. The comments, they come quick, and sometimes I don't see them. So if I don't respond to your comment during a live podcast or whatever, then make sure you ask it again and again. I will never, if I don't want to answer the question, I will literally address it. I will say something along the lines of, you know what, I don't think I can answer that question, Billy Bob, so thank you for it. So, but it's good to make sure that I see the comments, because sometimes I can't read everything, because again, I don't have a script, so I'm just kind of saying this offhand. So what, I already talked about nightly news, e-begging, reviews. Riley asked me if I want to do reviews. I'm very self-conscious about my reviews for some reason. Of all the things I'm self-conscious about my reviews, I'll do some more, but I don't know if that's what it was. So ask questions, I talked about that. Friday night streams, I would like to, someone said, I was in a stream the other day, the host said she'll only give out her friend code to people that donate and play Mario Kart. No, that's not what I do. My friend code is actually in every one of my videos. Now, I might eventually take that out, and that's, I don't know, if the channel blows up to 1 million. I don't know if I'll do it, but right now, I don't see any need to take my friend code out, because the more the merrier, especially on Friday nights. So that's something I will never do, EPS 5000. If I take my friend code out, it will never be so it's behind a paywall. I think that is just, you know what? You guys are awesome. The fact that you're going to spend time watching my channel and interacting with me, forget all that noise about trying to beg for money. Friday Night Smash Brothers is still happening. I love Friday Night Smash Brothers. We've got a great group of people. I'm hoping Devin and David or William will be able to join us more often. Devin usually works. I don't know what William does on Friday nights, but David is, I'm hoping he does. And you'll see on Friday nights, I might change a little in that I kind of like, I do smack talk a little more on Friday nights than I normally would, so I hope nobody ever gets really offended by that. If you do, I don't know what to tell you. You might not want to watch Ken on Friday nights, because I get this little, like, I have a competitive streak, and me and David are in a friendly competition, but he's well aware of it, and he loves it, and stuff like that. So Friday nights are not moving. Those are staying put at 8:30. I think the best way to do reviews is just give your honest thoughts and not give a score. That is yeah, I kind of like that idea. Not give a score. Huh. I'm gonna have to digest that, Lock Virus, but I think you're right. You know what, I fall into the trap with reviews? It's like, you go to one of these other channels and they talk about the beauty of this and the soundtrack and all this stuff, but I'll tell you what, I even told this to David yesterday. I almost don't realize that I like music. I only realize when I don't like music. So it's like a lot of times I'm just like, I just really enjoyed this game and the story. And I think that I just don't give it enough of an overall picture when I do a review, and I feel a little bad about that. I work on Thursdays, so if I move the podcast, I'll have to Spotify, but I'll always be there. You know what? Now that you mention it, we do want to try to figure out Spotify. Nick, I do apologize if we do have to, if you aren't able to catch us anymore live, because I know, Nick, you are a huge supporter of the channel, and not because you donated $1, but because you've been around for a good chunk of time, and you have been a really just a solid pillar of this community. And so I am looking into Spotify, though, to get the podcast on other avenues. I would love if people, I don't know how Spotify works. I would love if people watched the podcast on YouTube, because honestly, I want the ad revenue. I would love for YouTube to allow me to have more, to be able to reinvest the money, or even to just to buy things with the ad revenue there. But so I don't know how Spotify works, but at the end of the day, I want the podcast to get to as many people as possible. I feel the podcast is not so much an exclusive Move Over Kids things, but it's more of Devin, Ken, William, and David thing. So I want to get that as many places as possible. So Spotify is definitely on the radar. Content at 7:30 in the morning. I try to do more of my like regular content, you know, like my unboxings or my opinion pieces. And while I do put some opinion in my news pieces, the news I try to keep more information with a little editorial. And the mornings I'll do the bigger editorial. So if I was to do something like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for Nintendo VR, and I dedicated 8 minutes to Nintendo VR, that would probably be more so in the morning. I was doing those on a very regular basis for a really long time, but I've had to kind of stop because, well, one, the nightly news does take some time, but B, my work schedule, my actual work that pays the bills, the job that I walk into and I put in my 8 hours, then I clock out, that job, it's just a little busy right now, and that's not me like trying to make anyone feel guilty. That's just letting me, you guys know what's happening. But that's one of the reasons why I like the nightly news, because it still allows me to connect with you guys on a daily basis if I don't have time to do the 7:30 in the morning posts. Monday, mail call Mondays, I just got more packages, so I think I'm going to be able to extend that for a couple more weeks. I'd say every time, I'm going to stop mail call Mondays because I'm running out of stuff to buy, and then I buy a bunch of stuff. If Nintendo ever announced that they were canceling all future Zelda games, how would you react? I don't know. I probably would just delete this channel. Just kidding, I wouldn't, but I would be very sad. There wouldn't be, like, it would be like, you would see, I would tear my shirt off, wear a potato sack, and just wail, basically, if they announced that, but they aren't announcing that. Okay, so another thing I want you guys to be able to do, see, 16 minutes. If I didn't have a timer for my news calls at night, I would talk 16 minutes. This was going to be a 10-minute video, and I still got half a list to go, people. So thank you for staying with me. Keep asking questions if you have any, or if I haven't responded to any of them. Other people, if you have a channel or an Instagram or a Facebook or you're in a band, I don't care what it is. If you want to promote yourself on this channel, go for it. All I ask is you don't spam the channel with your promotion. But yeah, go for it. Promote yourself. You know what? I'm promoting myself all the time. Every time I hit live, I'm promoting myself. I'm saying Move Over Kids. And so feel free to promote yourself. Now, I will say this. I'm probably not going to give anybody a plug one way or another. Even my hosts that come on the podcast, there was somebody who there was a lady, she did I'm a Retired Witch. She does an e-comic. I'm Adventures of a Retired Witch or something like that. I never said I liked it. I never said I didn't like it. I said, oh, wow, that kind of sounds cool, and would you guys go check it out? But I am not going to really stamp anything like that except for Nintendo products. I will put a stamp of approval on Nintendo products, but when it comes to a channel, so let's pretend Nick Clayton, I'm just calling him out. If he had he starts up a YouTube channel, I don't think I would say, guys, you got to go to Nick Clayton's YouTube channel, but I would say, oh, wow, that's really cool. Nick Clayton has a YouTube channel. Maybe you guys should check it out, and that would be it. I wouldn't, like, do a review. Kind of like EPS 5000. He just started a YouTube channel, or he actually reopened his YouTube channel, and I watched it last night, and I even commented on it. Now, am I going to tell you guys that it's the greatest thing ever, or it's the worst thing ever? No. I'll put the information out there, and then you guys can decide. We're all a community here on Move Over Kids, and I know a lot of YouTubers throw that out there, and I don't feel that a lot of YouTubers are a community unless you're behind the paywall. But in my channel, I want to be a community. So if we're all community members and one of us says, I've got something going on, if you feel you want to support them, go for it. If you don't. There's no guilt on this channel. Like I said, we don't have time. We have all this technology around us, and it's like our lives should be better, but in reality, they're just busier. Technology has made our lives busier, so I feel that time is of the essence. So use your time wisely. And if I'm not if there ever comes a point when my channel is not a use of your time, please let me know why, so maybe I can make it a use of your time again. So that's what I want to talk about there. I got a couple more. Others can do live. I am me. Oh, I just basically said, you know, a lot of other YouTube channels, they don't do live like this. I feel like a lot of YouTube channels, they kind of have a persona, or they're afraid to look silly. I'm not afraid to look silly. Ask me to do a silly face. I'll do a silly face. I don't care. I am exactly who I am, and I'm going to do live sometimes because, honestly, I could not do nightly news if it was not live, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of editing, there's a lot of exporting. My computers, it takes me like sometimes 8 hours to export a video, so I'm just like, do a silly face. All right, right here. See? See, I'm not afraid. I am not afraid to look silly. This is one of my silly faces that I will show my kids. I'll be like, hey, blah, 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 Abraham. So it's like, I don't care. I don't care. I am me. And I can do live, though. Some people can't do live. I'm not knocking on people who can't do live. I'm just, you know, I'm of the ability to do it, I guess. As someone who is extremely busy person between school and work, I appreciate your time consciousness. And thank you, Lock Virus, because that's how I am as well. I don't have school, but I do have a 9 to 5 that isn't really 9 to 5. It's really weird hours, and it varies, but I have a 9 to 5. I have a wife. I have 2 kids, 4, 6. They are my life. And then I try to play video games on top of it, and I'm trying to build a community. So yeah, time. That is of the essence, and that is more valuable than money. If you watch one of my videos, that's more valuable than you giving me $1. You know what I mean? I don't need you guys to give me $1. I would just love to have your time. So sometimes I will do live, and sometimes I'll do more you know, the openings and the whatnot. And I love the openings. I love those canned videos, those filmed pre-production videos with the cuts and the this, but I love these live interactions too, because live I can talk to you right now. As for comments, when you comment on one of my videos within the 24 hours, that really helps the channel a lot. It helps push the video into the YouTube algorithm. I try really hard to respond to every comment that I get in a video, okay? I don't just try to hit heart. Sometimes I'll hit heart if the comment is just small, you know, like great video, I might just hit heart. But if you take the time to write a sentence or two, I try to write a sentence or two back. Now, I can't do that for every video. You know, if you watched a video from like 6 months ago, I might not respond to that comment if you're commenting 6 months later. But if you comment in the first 24 to 48 to 72 hours, I'm going to try really, really hard to comment back to you. If I don't, please don't get offended. Sometimes I hit a backlog, and then I comment to like 5 people in like 30 seconds. So I try really hard though, because if you're going to take the time to comment to me and give me feedback that I'm asking for, I'm not just asking for feedback because that's what all the other YouTubers do. I want feedback. Ruben Spears, I thought you had a cigarette with the pen. Held it like that. Ninja strike. Yeah, Ruben is our ninja. I actually used to smoke cigarettes, so maybe I am holding it like a cigarette. I stopped smoking like 10 years ago. Believe it or not, I smoked 3 packs a day of Marlboro Reds. I do not recommend it. If you are a smoker, I highly recommend not smoking, but I'm not judging you because it's tough to quit. Others can't do live. Okay, I think I'm pretty much almost there. YouTube ad revenue. Basically, I said if you could watch the YouTube commercials, I would appreciate it, but like Lock Virus and I were saying, time is of the essence. If you only have 10 minutes to watch a video, don't spend 2 minutes of it watching the commercial. 5-second skip, watch as much of the video as you can, because you know what? That is your time. You do what you want. Why did you, is that why you have no hair, the smoking? I don't know. I don't know if smoking causes hair loss. Honestly, I just was losing my hair. You can kind of see it. I haven't shaved usually, and you can kind of see the bald spot. I had long hair down to here, and then one day I was just like, I'm losing my hair. I gotta cut it. What? I didn't know that. I'm right there with you. I quit a little over a year ago. Congratulations, Ruben. I'm going to tell you this, Ruben, that craving to smoke, even now, after like 10 years of not smoking, every once in a while, I get it. So, Ruben, if you get that craving, stay strong. Don't give back in. I have my medical marijuana card, so that's what I like to toke on. I'll shut up. Hey, if it's legal in your state, do what's legal. But you are the ninja of the channel. But guys, I'm not promoting one way or another. This channel does not take really political or religious or I don't know any stance. You're never going to see me endorse a political candidate. And if somebody was on the channel that did endorse a political candidate, like on a podcast, I would just like quickly interject and say something like, you know what, this is not what the channel is about. I want to just talk and focus on this. And I would say what Ruben brought up is kind of a hot button topic, and I would kind of avoid that because you know what, you want to get to those hot button topics, you can go to your Facebook feed or Twitter and they're there. But Ruben, I'm not calling you out either. Thank you for sharing. I'm in Michigan too. Now I disappear into the thing. 100% legal in Canada. My wife's actually in Michigan right now. You won't be seeing my wife on the channel for a good couple weeks because we've had a family emergency. Unfortunately, the patriarch of my wife's family is not doing so well, so she went to go visit her grandmother, and she'll be gone for 2 weeks, so you won't see her for a while, and we will greatly miss her. I know I will, and I'll miss my kids. And finally, well, probably not finally because I just talk a lot, but music and merch. David last night brought up the question. He's like, hey, what about if we got like some music for the channel? And I was like, go for it, man. So you might be hearing some music on the channel, like for our podcast or whatever. Thank you, Lock Virus. I appreciate that. You might be hearing some music or something like that, but it won't be, I'm not going to do like an intro that's going to take a minute so I can try to extend my videos. No, it just might be some like a little jingle or something like that. I don't know, like, and now the podcast, but that won't be it. Don't worry. If anything, I want the Buck Bumble, phrase. So, and merch, that's something I might do, actually. I might start, I wanted to get some logos, and my wife was actually working on a logo for the channel, and David is also working on some stuff, art for the podcast. So that's something that I'm going to look into, merch. But again, don't ever feel the need to buy it, people. I know I wouldn't want to wear my face on I wouldn't want to wear my face on a shirt, so don't feel you need to either, but I would greatly appreciate it. But I'm not going to tell you to, I'm going to say, hey, there it is. If you want it, get it. And if you don't want it, don't get it. No harm, no foul. You're watching a video. That's the most important thing. You're watching a video. Hit the like button too. If you're going to watch a video, please hit the like button. And that's pretty much what I've got to say. I crossed everything off my list, except for 51%. I wasn't sure if I was going to say this, but I might as well. I have a motto. It's like you go at 51%. I know this channel isn't perfect. I know I still have hiccups. Like EPS 5000 asked me a question earlier. Why does sometimes the thing is flipped? And I didn't have an answer. That's because I don't wait till everything is 100%. And maybe some people would think that's a flaw, but I think people don't get things done because they're too busy trying to make things perfect and they don't want to fail. Here's my thing. I don't care if I fail. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I do in that I don't want to fail, but I'm willing to fail and learn from my failure because you know what? I had a YouTube channel before this that failed. And you know what? I learned from it. I kept going. And there were times in the beginning of this channel that I wanted to quit, but it was people like EPS 5000. It was people like Riley. It was people like Nick. It was people like Lock Virus who interacted with me, and Ruben the Ninja. It was you people who, and new people like Raquel on Thursday, and Kickin' and Kali. I just subscribed and dropped in for support because my boyfriend Ruben is always watching you. Uh-oh, Kickin' Kali. Uh-oh, Ruben. Now I got access to the Ninja. Thank you, Kickin', for subscribing and stopping in. And you know what? It's people like Kickin' also that made me continue this YouTube journey because I was like, they're coming in, they're watching, and it's like, why would I stop? because this is what I wanted. When I set out to do this channel, it was literally because I moved away from Michigan. I moved away from all my friends, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to. My children were like 0 years old, and my wife just did not care about video games. And I was like, I want an outlet to talk video games with people. And so I started making videos, and slowly but surely, people like all of you guys, like Kickin, EPS, Lockvirus, Nick, JR, Ruben, you guys came, and now I'm talking to you. I am doing exactly what I wanted, and I cannot thank you enough. This is why I created this channel. Not so I can say, give me money, and I'll give you my Switch code. No, my Switch code is down below. Please add me. It might take me 3 days to add you, but I will add you. And then on Friday nights, if you can get there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 people can come in. Everybody could come in if they wanted to, but that's the limit that that Nintendo puts on it. Actually, 8 people could come in, but I limited 6 to keep the stream from bogging down. Ken, I love you. I love your channel. As long as you're on, you got my support. And I'll tell you what, Nick means that. Nick is like, I don't know, a general of the channel. So, but yeah, I go at 51% people. I'm going to make mistakes. Call me out if I make them. Now, if it's an honest mistake, don't get mad at me. But if I'm doing the mistake over and over again and not learning from it, or if I happen to like steal an idea unknowingly and then I don't credit the person, just let me know. Go, hey, was that this person's idea? Then I'll be like, oh my gosh, it was. Hey guys, just to let you know, David Castillo actually created Sock Puppet parody, and I wasn't the first person to do Sock Puppet metal. It was David Castillo. So that's what I'm saying. You know what? I'm going to make errors, but on this journey, let me tell you, this journey we call life, we're all going to make mistakes, and we're going to do it together, people. So that's pretty much it. I really appreciate the comment section today, everybody commenting and stuff. I'm going to leave this video up. That's the state of the channel. Remember, not next week and not the following week, but starting in May, the podcast is going to move to Thursdays. I need to look into how to get it on Spotify and all that stuff. EPS 5000 says Smash Brothers needs Batman. I would have to disagree with you there, only because if we put Batman in, which would be epic, I love Batman. Man, if Batman was in Smash, it would be so awesome. The problem is, then I'd have to worry about if Squirrel Girl is going to get into Smash Brothers 2. Once we put one comic book character in, we got to put them all. So that would be my fear there. Guys, I'm gonna sign off now. Yeah, dude, don't ever stop. Have a good day. Kicking it, Callie, probably Callie, not Kali. Callie, thank you. I am going to have a good day, and you do too. Virus, Lock Virus, thank you. Ruben, the Ninja, thank you so much, everyone. I'm gonna sign off now. It's dangerous to go alone. Please share this video, this channel with a friend. If you have any more comments, put it in below. I always answer them. I'm here for you guys. I am here. Have a great day.